Hi there, Senator Michael Bennet. My name is Nicole, and I'm an ambassador for the Borgen Project. I wanted to come on here and ask you for your help. You see, I was hoping you could help us with, with voting for the Mental Health in International Development Setting Act, also known as the MINDS Act. I'm sure you know what I'm doing, but I'm doing some skincare, as you can see. Do you see that? So dirty, right? Anyway, I just wanted to come here and tell you that I'm a big believer in mental health awareness. Do you know why? Let me tell you why. Because I spent my 20s being in mental anguish because I didn't feel like I knew how to function as an adult. I didn't feel like I knew how to control my emotions. I didn't feel like I quite understood abusive relationships, substance abuse, things of that nature. I know though, you're not here to listen to me gripe about my 20s. I'm now almost 30 years old, and I have finally come to a place where I have a sense of myself and my identity. I have an understanding of what substance abuse looks like. I have an understanding of abusive relationships and toxic relationships. And I know what it takes to stop those things in their tracks. But the bigger question is do other people know those things? Other people that suffer from extreme poverty, do they know those things? See, the really cool thing about the MINDS Act is that it starts with the children. And I can't tell you how different my life would be if I understood my ADHD and my bipolar disorder, how different my life would have been if I had understood those things prior to being 30 years old. And I just think it's really important to help other people understand those things, because then they are less likely to fall in the cycle of poverty. Imagine living in a country where people in poverty live off of $1.25 a day, right? Makes you feel worthless, right? Makes you feel hopeless. Makes you feel like there is nothing to live for, right? And I get that because I haven't lived off $1.25 a day ever, but I have lived in a place where I was facing eviction. I was facing my car being repossessed. You know, a number of bills could not be paid for various reasons. And my mental health is hard enough to handle with just the bipolar disorder. That is a whole mess in itself. But when you add on everyday troubles, it's really hard to stay positive. It's really hard to see the finish line. It's really hard to, stay positive. 1 billion people suffer from mental health conditions or substance abuse issues. And a lot of those people are found in developing countries. Why should we kick them down? Kick them when they're already down. Sorry, that's what I should have said. But why should we kick them when they're already down? And by passing the MINDS Act, we are creating the conversation to be directed to emphasizing the importance of a root problem. So if you want people to, start working towards becoming a developed country, we have to tackle the root problems. The root problems being living in poverty and, suffering from starvation, suffering from a tyrannical government, But another problem that seems to go unnoticed often is mental health. You want people to feel good about themselves, because if people feel good about themselves, then they have higher morale. If they have higher morale, they're happy to go to work. They're more than grateful for the opportunity to work for a place that cares about them and to contribute to an economy that supposedly cares about them. And then we can grow into beautiful little sunflowers. No, but seriously, it's mental health is something that is close to my heart, because I grew up in a mentally unaware family. And me growing up in just a small unit, the smallest unit possible in an economy with no mental health awareness, I know how that affected me. I can't imagine a large unit of people growing up with no education of mental health in a, for lack of a better word, in a failing economy. I can't even imagine. So I think that in order to, if you want people to be positive, you need to give them a reason to be positive. You want them to remain positive, they need to see the finish line.